73% of infrastructure leaders report their current systems cannot handle the data volumes they'll face in 2026. That's not a projection. That's a crisis happening right now. And if you're building strategy around yesterday's infrastructure, you're already losing. Think about what infrastructure has to do today. It's not just pipes and servers anymore. Every building, every grid, every transit system is now a data source. Cities across Southeast Asia are installing millions of IoT sensors. Singapore's Smart Nation initiative alone has deployed over 30,000 connected devices. Mumbai's infrastructure now processes real-time data from transport, power, water, and waste systems simultaneously. And the systems most organizations are running were designed for static, predictable loads. They're brittle. When demand spikes, they break. When you need to integrate a new data source, it takes months. That creates a compliance gap, a performance debt, and worst of all, it creates a competitive gap. Your infrastructure isn't just a cost center anymore. It's a constraint on growth. Leaders who don't move now won't just fall behind. They'll be locked out. Here's what we're unpacking today. The 3 architectural shifts that separate organizations running smart infrastructure from those running legacy systems that happen to have internet connections. First, how hybrid cloud architecture is becoming non-negotiable for infrastructure leaders in Asia Pacific. Second, the data integration layer, the hidden battleground where real transformation happens or fails. And third, how modular, API-first infrastructure design is the difference between agility and obsolescence. By the end of this, you'll have a framework for assessing where your infrastructure sits on that spectrum, and exactly what your next move should be. The first shift is hybrid cloud as strategic necessity, not cost optimization. Most leaders treat hybrid cloud as a compromise, a way to keep legacy systems running while gradually moving to the cloud. That's backwards. According to McKinsey's 2025 Infrastructure and Cloud Report, organizations using genuine hybrid cloud architectures report 42% faster time to market for new services compared to single cloud environments. 42%. That's not an IT statistic. That's a business outcome. Here's why. Real infrastructure now has to live everywhere. Some data stays on premises for regulatory reasons. Financial services firms in Singapore operate under strict data residency rules. Some workloads need to run at the edge because latency kills performance. Autonomous systems in factories can't wait for cloud response times. Some applications run on multiple clouds because your enterprise partners use different providers. That's not fragmentation. That's reality. And the organizations winning are the ones who've built architecture that treats multi-cloud environments as the default, not the exception. Take Changi Airport's operations. They're processing real-time baggage handling, runway sequencing, passenger flow, and security screening simultaneously across hybrid infrastructure. Some systems run on private cloud for compliance. Some run in public cloud for elasticity. The integration layer. That's where their competitive advantage lives. Not in any single cloud, but in the orchestration between them. Your application. Stop thinking of hybrid cloud as a phase. Start designing your infrastructure as though it will permanently span multiple locations and multiple providers. That changes everything about how you handle authentication, data sovereignty, API design, and disaster recovery. If you're still designing monolithic applications to run in one place, you're already obsolete. The second critical shift is treating data integration as infrastructure, not IT operations. This is where most transformations fail. Organizations invest heavily in cloud platforms and modern databases. But they treat data integration, moving data between systems reliably and at scale, as a tactical problem. It's not, it's architectural. According to recent Gartner research, data integration complexity is now the primary blocker preventing organizations from scaling their digital infrastructure. More than security, more than cost, data integration. Here's what that means operationally. You have sensors, legacy databases, cloud data warehouses, real-time streaming platforms, and analytics tools. All of them need to talk to each other all the time. If your integration layer is brittle, you can't trust your data. If you can't trust your data, your entire infrastructure is a liability. You're making decisions on stale or incorrect information. Your AI models are training on garbage. Your predictive maintenance systems are predicting wrong failures. Look at Infosys's infrastructure transformation across their India operations. They manage hundreds of thousands of connected assets across multiple geographies. They built a dedicated data integration spine, not as an afterthought, but as foundational architecture. Every sensor, every legacy system, every modern cloud service connects through standardized APIs to that integration layer. The result? They reduced infrastructure downtime by 35% within 18 months. That's not hypothetical. That's what happens when you treat integration as first-class infrastructure. Your action: audit your data integration ecosystem right now. Map every system that should be talking to every other system. Count the manual processes, the ETL jobs that run daily, the data that gets copied and pasted between platforms. That's where your risk lives. That's where your inefficiency lives. Your next infrastructure investment should prioritize building a robust, scalable integration layer using event-driven architecture and API-first design. Treat it as infrastructure, not IT. The third shift is modular architecture as operational survival. We're in a world where change is continuous. Regulations shift. New technologies emerge. Customer expectations evolve weekly. Monolithic infrastructure, whether it's a massive data warehouse or a tightly coupled application stack, can't survive that pace. According to IDC's 2026 Infrastructure Modernization Study, organizations with modular, microservices-based infrastructure deploy updates 49 times faster than those running monolithic systems 49 times. That's not incremental improvement. That's categorical difference. Modular means every component has a clear boundary. APIs between modules are versioned. Each piece can be updated, replaced, or scaled independently. It means your infrastructure can evolve without everything breaking. It means you can adopt new technologies without re-architecting your entire system. Singapore's Port Authority implemented modular architecture across their cargo handling infrastructure. They needed to integrate automated systems from 5 different vendors. With traditional architecture, that would have required integration hell. With modular, API-first design, each vendor's system plugs in through a standardized contract. New vendor, new algorithm, new regulation. They integrate without touching existing systems. Their throughput improved by 27%. And maintenance costs dropped because they're not constantly firefighting cascading failures across a monolithic system. Here's what modular means for your strategy. Stop building infrastructure as monuments. Start building it as components. Every major system should have clear APIs. Every new capability should be a new module, not an addition to an existing one. Every vendor should integrate through standard contracts, not custom integrations. This sounds like IT architecture. It's actually competitive strategy. The organizations that can move fast win. The ones stuck with monolithic infrastructure are stuck. Let's project forward 18 months. You've moved. You've built a genuine hybrid cloud spine. Your data integration layer is robust, event-driven, and fast. Your infrastructure is modular and API first. What changes? First, your time to innovation collapses. A new business need doesn't require months of re-architecture. Your team builds a new module, integrates it through your data spine, and deploys within weeks. That changes what's possible. Pilot programs that once took a year now take a quarter. Market opportunities you once had to pass on are now in reach. Second, your operational risk drops. You're not managing a fragile monolith. You're orchestrating modular components. Failure in one system doesn't cascade. Updates don't require company-wide freezes. Compliance changes affect specific modules, not your entire infrastructure. Third, and this matters most for leaders in Asia Pacific specifically, you can operate globally with local flexibility. You're not forced to choose between centralized efficiency and regional agility. Your hybrid architecture lets you keep sensitive data local. Your modular design lets you customize for regional regulations without rebuilding core systems. Your API-first integration lets you partner with local providers without integration disasters. That infrastructure doesn't just support your strategy. It becomes your strategy. It's the foundation for everything else. AI, real-time analytics, autonomous systems, new business models. Right now, most infrastructure is a constraint. Smart infrastructure is an accelerant. Here's what I want you to do. First, subscribe to Apex Minds D4J and enable notifications. We're releasing a deep dive next week on hybrid cloud cost optimization. Not the generic cloud cost game most enterprises play, but the framework that CIOs in Singapore and across Southeast Asia are using to reduce cloud spend by 30 to 40% while actually improving performance. You need? Thanks for listening. If you found this valuable, please subscribe to Apex Minds D4J for more powerful insights. See you in the next one.